The man on the screen looked exactly like the company's chief financial officer. He spoke with the exact same voice. He used the same gestures. He sat next to colleagues the employee had known for years. So, the employee hit authorize, and within minutes, $32.7 million vanished into thin air. But here is the terrifying part. The CFO never existed, and every single person on that video call was an AI clone. Welcome to the age of the invisible heist. For decades, stealing millions from a corporation required weapons, insiders, or elite hackers breaking through complex firewalls. But in 2026, AI has completely changed the economics of crime. You don't need to hack a company anymore. You just need to sound like the boss. And the data is staggering. AI-enabled corporate heists have spiked by over 1,500% this year alone. The $32 million victim was part of one of the world's largest engineering firms. And he wasn't careless. He was a 15-year veteran of the company. It started with a message requesting a confidential video call. Inside the meeting were multiple senior executives. The CFO commanded him to execute a massive wire transfer for a confidential acquisition. The employee hesitated. His hand hovered over the mouse. He knew company policy required secondary authorization, but his CFO was looking right at him through the screen, commanding him to execute the wire. The silence in the video call was deafening. The pressure was immense. Every social signal checked out. The face matched. The voice matched. The other participants nodded in agreement. So, the veteran employee broke protocol. "15 separate transactions. By the time the company realized what happened, the money had disappeared. No malware, no breached password. Just trust. Weaponized." This wasn't science fiction. It was the result of an underground economy that treats corporations as open-source intelligence databases. To clone an executive, a criminal just needs a few minutes of audio and a clear photo. A single YouTube interview is enough to clone a voice perfectly. A few corporate headshots can recreate a face. First, criminals map a company hierarchy. Who authorizes payments? Who reports to who? Then, a CEO's public appearances become training data. Facial expressions are simulated. Even the tiny, natural pauses in speech are recreated using subscription software that costs less than a streaming service. Suddenly, a criminal on another continent becomes your boss. Perfectly. You probably think you wouldn't fall for it. You think you would spot the glitch or hear the robotic tone in the voice. Let's test that. Listen to these two audio clips. One is a real human. One is an AI clone generated in 2026.
We need to finalize the Q3 budget by Friday morning.
We need to finalize the Q3 budget by Friday morning.
Which one was the machine? If you guessed the second one, you're wrong. They were both AI. That is what makes deepfake fraud terrifying. You are not fighting bad technology anymore. You are fighting millions of years of human social wiring. Scammers create urgency and fear. The victim believes delaying the transfer could damage the company, so the brain stops analyzing and starts obeying. Corporations are completely unprepared. For 20 years, billions of dollars have been poured into cybersecurity. But those systems were designed to stop hackers from breaking into machines. These attacks bypass security entirely because the employee authorizes the payment willingly. No firewall detects it, no antivirus blocks it. The weakest point in a billion-dollar corporation is now the human nervous system. The attacks are scaling globally. A businessman in Singapore recently lost $4.9 million to scammers impersonating government officials using the exact same AI-generated identities. Financial institutions are quietly panicking. Some are introducing safe words for executives. Because for the first time in history, seeing is no longer believing. Artificial intelligence has created something darker than a new app or a new market. It has created synthetic trust. What happens when nobody trusts what they see anymore? Imagine earnings calls where investors question whether the CEO speaking is real. The ultimate cost of this technology at the corporate level isn't just stolen money. It's the collapse of economic confidence itself. But the threat isn't staying in the boardroom. Right now, they are cloning CEOs to steal millions. But the software is only getting cheaper, and the training data is already out there. Tomorrow, they aren't going to clone a billionaire. They are going to clone your mother's voice. They are going to call your phone in the middle of the night, using her exact crying voice, telling you she's in the hospital and needs money immediately. In the 1900s, criminals robbed banks with guns. In the 2000s, hackers stole money with code. But in 2026, the most dangerous thief in the world is simply an algorithm. The invisible heist is no longer just targeting banks. It is coming for you.